Today is February 22nd, 2025. We're going to discuss the ByBit hack of 1.4 billion in ETH. We're going to talk about the response. We're going to talk about some rumors about the Ethereum Foundation. We're going to talk about what you can do about it, and I hope to give you a pretty bullish outlook on Ethereum and the rest of the market. But I will also warn you about the next week or two, and then I will show you a way to look at this situation with regards to your trading and how to look at a chart and determine what you can be doing to protect yourself against losses while not missing out on any gains. As usual, don't forget that this is for educational purposes, and I'm obligated to tell you that I'm not a financial advisor. All right, let's get going. If you look at your Twitter feed, you will see that North Korea stealing this $1.4 billion worth of ETH from ByBit is just a pretty pervasive topic right now. Having said that, if you don't know who ByBit is an exchange. They are the second largest exchange in volume right after Binance, and even more so than Coinbase. So this is a pretty big deal. Now, Ben Zhou is the CEO, and he has been very active and on social media and any other channel he can get himself on to in real time explain what is happening. And most people are considering this to be the best response ever to a corporate hack of any kind in any industry, really. And there's no doubt that compared to other hacks in the crypto space, this is the best one handled. So in short, what they were trying to do was transfer 60,000 of 30,000 Ethereum tokens, which is about $90 million, from their cold storage wallet to be able to be used. They had in there 400,000 or approximately $400,000 in total ETH tokens, which was worth about 1.4 billion. What the hackers that we now know are Lazarus from North Korea did is they hacked into the user interface so it looked like they were actually using the right address, and somehow that fooled the users, and including himself, because he was one of the signatories. They do use Ledger, but because it looked like it was the right address, the way that it had been compromised, they went ahead and made the transfer, and they ended up transferring to the Lazarus group. So the summary is that even though they have had 1.4 billion in ETH stolen from them, this has been acknowledged and has been proven to come from the Lazarus group, the hack. ByBit does have the funds. They have been handling all their outflows. As you can see, that they've been getting a lot of help from the industry, and this is all very, very bullish, actually. Now, they will be able to cover the loss. They will, of course, start to claw back some of the money. Here's an example where they just got back 181,000 of USDT, and all of this will continue to evolve, but going forward, we should not see an FTX hack. However, there are people that have been spreading FUD and suggesting that Ethereum to roll this back. In particular, we have this guy, Matthew Crater, who's this Bitcoin maxi, and is pushing this narrative that if Ethereum doesn't allow the North Korean hackers doesn't roll back Ethereum, then North Korean hackers will be able to use this, and they're somehow responsible for abetting global terrorism. And then people are just obviously responding, well, how about US dollars and how about Bitcoin? Now, there is a story on Binance about Arthur Hayes where he suggests maybe doing that. And even on Arthur Hayes' Twitter, he does say, and ask, well, are you going to do this? So others, as earlier and yesterday, were kind of reporting that this could be a possibility, but there's no evidence to suggest that Ethereum is going to do that. If you look at Vitalik's tweets, if you look at the GitHub, which is where all these proposals will be, there's nothing here. If you look at the Ethereum Foundation blog, if you look at this developer, he's a top developer on ETH, there's absolutely nothing about this. And because people would have to vote, you would imagine this being everywhere. Even on Reddit, there's nothing going on about this. And this is, to talk about the hack but they don't talk about, any rollbacks. So that's just pure false. It's not even FUD. It's just false, and it's propaganda. And this is the only guy who's still posting it, and he says he's a Bitcoin maxi, and it is in his best interest to try to FUD ETH. With that being said, let's look at ETH. So this is the ETH chart, and you can see that it's going up here. And you would think if this was a big deal or if there's a real danger, it'd be going down. But let's look at the purchase blocks, which is one of my favorites. And you can see that this whole zone is just full of sell orders, and it's still going up. So the buy orders are down here. So sentiment is still pretty bullish. Now, you can see these two white lines here and here. That's a channel, and we really want to get above and close above this in order to feel even more bullish. So right now, it's business as usual. It's still in this channel. And once it breaks out and then has another day of closing above this line, it's kind of confirmed, and we can expect for it to continue to go up. I bring this to your attention because even though I'm bullish, you may not be bullish. So what you can do if you're really, really worried is you can put I'll show you where to do it here. You can put a sell order here on where this red line is. And if it breaks that, then you can sell your tokens. And then I would immediately put a buy order in around here, because that's this other line of support that exists before. I'll make it bigger. So, and because it might crash and then catch support here in this block. Otherwise, if you've already sold and you're still worried about it, you can put a buy order in, I would say about here above the line. We'll turn that green. And that will trigger once it reaches that. The problem with this is that it could be a fake out in terms of a purely technical point of view. So you could just wait for it to confirm and then just buy in. And the confirmation is when on the daily chart, it gets above and then has another closing above this line here. Otherwise, you can just do nothing and just chill. And we expect it to go up. There's still a lot of institutional investments going on, and there's absolutely no other reason at all now that this is all handled to expect Ethereum to be going down. In fact, I'll cover in a little bit some really bullish aspects of all this. Now, before we continue, I do want to cover Ondo real quick. Ondo is a token that in a previous video I did not like, and I philosophically don't like it, but the truth is that it has a really strong chart. There's a lot of, as you can see here, there's a lot of partners, and there's every reason to believe that it will have price movement to the upside here. So you can see there's no sell blocks, just buy blocks. So this is a very strong area of support, and it's not a bad place to buy some Ondo if you don't have any. Again, I'm kind of saying I was wrong to suggest not to have Ondo. I don't have any Ondo right now. I might be getting some just to profit from the obvious up that it should do in the coming bull market. All right, that's Ondo. Now let's look at Bitcoin real quick. So this here is a zone of total boredom for the last, 12 days or so. And, nothing's really happening. It's still above this support line. It's still in this channel. We're just waiting to see which way it breaks. I would say it breaks below this line here, which is 92. Then that will be bearish indicator. And if it breaks above and confirms, let's say the 100 mark, then where you see all this resistance and support, then we can expect for it to just go to 108. And if that were to happen, I'll make another video. So that's bullish. And again, nothing has changed. And let's talk about some other bullish things. So this is this guy named Alex Becker, and he points out that we should be at the bottom. We had almost one of the most possibly biggest black swan events occur. It didn't end up being a black swan, but it was the largest hack ever. The stock market is down, but Bitcoin basically didn't do anything. So the people that have sold have probably sold. And he's calling the bottom is in. We are about to get rich. And that's not false. This guy here says that we have this pattern and it's going through the same pattern and nothing has changed. And so why should we expect for it to be changed now? Because the last 3 Bitcoin cycles has confirmed this pattern. And I agree. There's absolutely no reason to think that we are in anything but a bull market still. The Ethereum and Fear and Greed Index is at 45. It went from 50, which was neutral, to 45 neutral with this news of the hack. So there's absolutely no reason to be fearful. Okay, so 45 is the current number. It's still neutral. So for Ethereum, all is good, or at least going sideways. So why is this bullish? ByBit got hacked and now Binance is sending liquidity. So if you remember the FTX, Binance sold their FTT tokens and didn't really help them. They kind of stabbed them in the back by some accounts. Here, Binance is helping so that ByBit did not have to sell other tokens to provide ETH. So Binance basically lent them some ETH to make sure that people who wanted to withdraw their ETH could do so. And so they're not affecting the market in any way. And I should mention that other exchanges were also there to help, like Bitfinex and I forget the other ones, but there have been others. Here we have, this guy pointing out something similar to the first guy. He says, we saw the largest crypto hack ever. Bitcoin hasn't moved and altcoins are green today. So this is a very, very strong market. Don't buy the FUD. And before we move on to some potential headwinds, let's look at this kind of funny tweet from Ran. He talks about Fridays. So on Friday the 17th, we had the Trump token, liquidity drained, and we had the following week, DeepSeek got dumped, and then we have tariffs, and then Argentina launched Libra, and that was a disaster, and now we have ByBit, and there's something coming up on Friday which could be in the same kind of pattern, which I'll get to in just 1 second. Overall, things are looking bullish. We have 6 days or a week left in February for it to turn green. And there's a couple catalysts that could make it go really high. Let's talk first about the S&P. This is a potentially bad thing. So on Friday, it took a dump, one of the largest drops in quite a while. On Monday, if this stays down like this and doesn't turn green, then we are looking at probable further sell-off and bleed into the crypto market as well, because a lot of these guys, are also selling crypto. So Monday, this is the first indicator, and the first thing we should be looking out for is how does the S&P look? Does it start to move up? That's bullish for us. Or does it start to go down? That's bearish for us, at least short term. Then here, NVIDIA will do on the 26th, which is Wednesday, an announcement about their earnings. If this is good, then what we're looking at is going to be a really strong up and bullish market response, because people are worried about this. And then on Friday, we have the PCE index being released, as you can see here on the 28th. And this is the number that could either be very bullish or join Rand's list here of things that send the market lower. I personally think that it's going to just make the market go up, and I think it should be good news. So with that being said, thank you for listening this far. Make your decisions on what you want to do with your ETH, but you can apply the same strategy with any of your tokens. And if you need more detailed instruction on how to set up your limit orders, just post in the comments and maybe I'll make a dedicated video to just that. Otherwise, I expect you to go out there and make some money.